No, that's good, man. I'm glad you had it.
And it obviously solidifies that Cole is the best rapper out of New York. He is a New York rapper.
Definitely king of New York.
King of New York.
We've had this conversation on the pod before, and after MSG, I saw Twitter taking.
Why are you trying to talk over me? Don't do that.
Because I'm explaining it to you.
Let's address that.
I'm trying to explain to you.
Do you think J. Cole's the king of New York?
The king of New York is crazy. I've said for years though that we claim Cole. Cole, we can claim. I feel.
No, we can't.
Why
he went
not?
to St. John's?
His entire career
was in New York.
Is here.
He doesn't claim New York.
His entire team is from Queens.
He does not claim New York.
Yeah,
he doesn't claim that he's
J.
from
Cole
New York.
Claims New York.
He reps New York. He reps Queens so hard. He always has.
He even
That's
says
not new.
January 28th. Doesn't he even say, "Yeah, I said, son, I'm from New York." Like his life really started here as far as his career and adulthood.
Yeah.
I don't know if Cole reps.
He records a lot here.
Mostly here. He definitely spent a lot of time
damn near every song. Like he really fucks with. He's always been like that.
And like he wasn't an artist that moved to New York and then went to Greenpoint or Williamsburg or lived in Turtle Bay. Like he lived in Jamaica, Queens for most of his life. I think we can claim him.
And he still lives here.
He still live here.
Only rapper in New York that stayed, including the ones that were born here.
So why he ain't do a festival here?
Well, I mean, he's hometown versus where you like become an artist are two different things.
And on top of that, why wouldn't he bring
are there? But his artistry and like the beginning of his career is New York.
And not even just that. Why would you bring? New York has so much.
Yeah.
Where he's from doesn't have shit. So yeah, I'm gonna bring back to my hometown,
which isn't even his hometown, by the way.
Well, it's
a completely different city.
I know, but it's close enough.
He's not gonna do a festival.
It's actually not that close at all.
It's in the state.
It's like 2 hours away. But it's like, let me bring something down here because they don't really have shit down here. Why would I bring something to New York? New York has everything. That's not fair. I respect what he did with that.
An hour away. That's not bad at all.
I don't think it's crazy for us to claim Cole.
I just feel like
because the South don't claim him because he doesn't rap like a Southern rapper. He raps like a New York rapper.
I don't do that because there's rappers in the South that rap like New York rappers.
I think it's less about his voice and tone and lyrics. I think it's just literally about where he stays, like where his career flourished, where he became
like him performing
J. Cole.
Simba, which is one of his first records ever before signed anything. To say, I wrote this in Jamaica, Queens, like a lot of his career is just based off where he was, how he raps, his entire crew to this day. He's just surrounded by a bunch of Queens guys. I feel like if Khaled is allowed to say he's from Miami, Cole can claim New York. Same exact situation. They made their bones and career in that city. They've defined their sound from that city. They are that city. But Khaled is from New Orleans, born and raised. Doesn't even talk about it. Says he's from the 305. And no one cares because he did so much for Miami and really made his career there. DJ Drama. Reps Philly for sure. If you ask him where you're from, he would say Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, no matter what. But he's from Atlanta.
He's Atlanta. Yeah.
I think Drama, Atlanta, Philly is the same with Cole in North Carolina and Queens.
I don't know. I think more people identify Cole with being from Carolina though, like repping Carolina.
Sure,
well, he
because he
does.
Reps,
like people
I'm
outside,
not saying he's like false
people
flagging out
outside
here
of New York.
I'm
people
from New York
outside
City.
of New York would never say that like he's New York. They would never say that.
But fair. But if you look at his career, I think at this point it is safe to say it wasn't like a phase where he was 2 years out of college and was just staying in New York because that's where he was, and the Rock Nation office was here, and then the whole industry moved to LA and he went to LA. Mm-hmm. He has stayed in Queens since he's been in St. John's.
Yeah. King of New York.
I'm not
King of New York is wild.
I'm not gonna go that far, but
we were joking about that, but
not Jermaine.
Jay is still the king of New York.
I'm talking about like of current, like now.
Well, but me and you had this
Sleepy Hollow.
conversation. A king has to die for the new king to be crowned. Jay is still very much kicking and alive. Yeah, that's how kingdom gets passed down. The king has to die, and then the crown gets passed down.
Not necessarily.
I don't know that works that way.
They had every single legend crown Kendrick the king of LA. They were all there. They put the shit on his neck.
Who's the king of the South? T.I. said he was.
I was literally about to say, I can only think T.I.
Yeah, because he was the most vocal about it.
He proved it afterwards.
I really feel like
is he still the king because he hasn't? Like,
it's future.
I don't want to even put that in the air, but because he's still alive, is he still the king?
It's future.
But T.I. still alive.
You said that like Glorilla.
Yes, it's future.
It's future. It's furniture. It's furniture.
It's furniture.
Yeah.
So is Snoop still the king of LA?
No, Kendrick is now the
Kendrick.
king of
But,
LA.
like,
All right, so you guys
did
are going
that.
against
Like,
your exact
they-
point then.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up.
Nah, but for New York, you got to die though.
Jay-Z live in LA.
Yeah,
So who more New York, Cole or Jay? I'm just saying. You feel me? Like,
What are you saying, man? We just be saying anything.
Ho from Trenton, man. I don't know.
Oh my God, dog. See, this is it's why they got to cut the mics off.
but I don't think we have a current active. Like, y'all would have to give it to fucking Cash Cobain. Then who the fuck is active in New York right now? Who's active in New York right now? Come up with it since you got answers.
She's bringing up a pretty good point of
That's what-
okay.
there's no
the
current young
people
kid.
that would be labeled king are not retired per se, but are not as active as usual. Nicki might be the most active of the older legends. If you go down to the young kids, yeah, it's tough to say who quote unquote would be the king. I think at one point for the younger kids, A Boogie held that, but I feel like he's been a little unactive lately. Would it be Cash Cobain for the last 2 years?
Ice
No.
Spice.
So then, who is it?
Ice
What's your
Spice.
opinion?
It definitely would have been
It
possible.
would have
for
been
sure.
pop, yeah.
First of all, what is the criteria for crowning somebody king of a city?
The person
just
that's
get a
running
podcast
the
mic
city.
and say it.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Somebody that's running the city musically. Who, if
Yeah.
you go out, you can't not hear them.
I think that's unfair to
If
put
they
king
come-
though on someone that just like had a good 2 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm
King,
saying.
I feel like you have to be 10 years in minimum.
I don't feel like 10. I feel like 5. 5 minimum. In this day and age,
In this
5.
day and age, 5 is good.
5 continually, like you're successful all 5 years.
Okay. And
Yeah, I
you're,
don't-
you're 5 albums, 5 years, or like 2 albums, 5 years. What are we talking here?
3 albums, 5 years.
Okay. In this day and age, I wouldn't be mad at that with how quick shit comes and goes. That's a long career in this day and age. But who has done that? That's been dominating. People have made good music in New York for the last 5 years. with
I mean, it would
singles and
have to
shit,
be Jay, Nas, and Nicki, as far as I'm concerned.
but- Yeah, Nas has been the most active, actually. I take it back.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who's my king? Well, we know why Cole can't be king of New York, but
No, I'm not saying in any way Cole can be king of New York. I'm just
We
saying
were
I think
joking.
we can claim him at this point.
okay. I'm not mad at that. But people outside of New York would never say that. I think that's a New
No.
York thing because we know he's been.
Now, if we were to do
Here.
top 5 New York rappers or top 10 or whatever, I don't think Cole would be allowed to be on the board. But
This is what I'm saying. So how can we claim him? You can't even put him on the top 10 rappers out of New York right now, Liz.
Because he's not from New York.
yeah, that'd be
So that's what I'm
rappers
saying.
from
So
New
how
York.
can we claim him if we can't even if we put a list together right now, top 10 rappers from New York out
Because
of New
he's
York
not
City?
from
That's
New
from
York,
is
but we
Okay,
can
top
still
10
claim
rappers
him.
in New York. You can't put Cole
I would
on
say
that list.
if the
here.
average hip hop fan, let me not say average, above average hip hop fan, if you ask them their favorite New York producers ever, or producers that define the New York sound, they would say DJ Premier, right?
Most people, yeah.
Where's DJ Premier from?
Texas.
Most people don't even fucking know that. They think he's New York. I was like 20 when I found out he wasn't from New York City.
Mhm.
I just assumed he was Brooklyn through and through. I think Cole is similar in that regard too. His sound is very much New York. He is defined by it now. Lived here most of his life. Him and DJ Premier, I think, are similar there.
I just don't know if I've ever seen J. Cole say, "Yo, I'm from New York." I
He's
don't know.
never said
'cause
he's
he's-
from New
yeah.
York because he's not
how
from
can
New York.
so how can we claim him if he's never even
Because
said
there's no rules. We can just do what we want.
that? Okay, well if that's the case.
it's
yeah.
it's like okay.
Like I just
I
can't
see
see
the
us
focus point.
saying, "Yeah, Cole's from here." Like
What's
he won't even say that.
what's the bonus record on Born Center with 50 and J. Cole?
New York Times.
Come on, man.
Yo,
2 New York rappers, New York Times.
Rory is so
Can we pull up
funny.
the lyrics to that?
Yeah, Rory is so funny. We just claim him as it's like a transplant that moved here when they were 13. Yeah, they might be from
See,
fucking
look,
Ohio.
Read the opening. It's really for Queens, though. Really for Queens, though. You know?
Yeah. If you met a girl who moved here when she was 12 years old, you're not gonna tell her that she don't have ties to New York. If she
Cole-
lived here her whole life.
would- No, I'm not
got
saying
more
Cole
shooters
don't
in
got-
Queensbridge than you do.
You said what?
Mm.
Cole has more shooters in Queensbridge than you do.
Yeah. So,
It's quoting Jay-Z for the nerds out there.
I get it, and I know Cole has spent a lot of years in New York City. I know that, but when you say we can claim him, I just don't know if that works like that.
Look at the first
All right.
verse.
The only
agree
reason
to
why we're
disagree.
trying to convince you right now is not because we care that much. It's because we need it. We just don't have much.
I mean,
Like if we can take Cole under our wing off of
But that's-
technicality, why don't we just do it, man?
I feel you.
Let's do it.
I feel you. I'm with you on that, but I don't know, man.